Hi everyone, and welcome back to another online Jujitsu workout class. As usual, we hope everybody's doing well, staying safe and healthy, and managing okay in these continued lockdown times of the COVID pandemic. We are almost at a full year of these online classes. Who would have thought it back in March last year when we started, but here we are, and we will continue to do so, holding these online classes as long as we deem it necessary and there's a need for it. So, let's get ready for class. Moxo. Moxo yame. Onigishimasu. And up. Hands on your belt or your hips, head to the right, ich, ni, san, shi, go, and dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, head back, down, back, down, back, down, back, down, look right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, tilt right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, any way you need it, shoulders forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, alternating, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, elbows up, back, ich, ni, san, forward, ich, ni, san, forward, ich, ni, san, forward, reverse, ich, ni, san, back, ich, ni, san, back, ich, ni, san, back. Left omni, left hand on your belt, right hand forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, and die, ich, ni, san, shi, go, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, natural stance, both arms in, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, left omni, right arm in, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, punch, and die, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, punch. Both elbows against your chest, in, ich, ni, san, shi, go, out, ich, ni, san, shi, go, shake it in, shake it out, side to side, double punch. Hips to the right, ich, ni, san, shi, go, and die, ich, ni, san, shi, go, stretch back, forward, and back hands overhead again, and forward, chest to your right knee, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rux, ich, hach, kujo, left, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rux, ich, hach, kujo, and ready for our torso rotations to the right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, sich, hach, ku, ju, dai, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ku, and ju. And standing split, elbows to the mat. Rocking, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju, back on your heels. And pivot left. So I've been doing two versions of this. The first set I do leaning forward like this, getting a good hamstring stretch. Up die. I'll show you the other one when we get to it. Back to center, elbows down. Rocking each knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Pivot left again. So this time, instead of leaning forward, I'm coming up, hands on hips. And it's a similar stretch, but you get more stretch of your hip flexor and a little more on your rear thigh. So good to do both versions, right? And thigh. And coming up into shikadach. Hands on your knees, elbows locked. Hips forward, breathe in. Hips back, breathe out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In, out. In, out. Drop your right shoulder and look at your fingers of your right hand. And thigh. And thigh. Thigh. Extend your right foot for side kick. Try and keep your hands on your knees the entire set of these things we're doing with the elbows locked. Thigh. And thigh, toes up. And thigh. And for the next part, you let go of your knees, but you still bring your hands down, all the way down, and use your arms to push your knees out. Thigh, 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 and just let me show you. What I do is I put my hands down first and I drop my knees onto them so that they get pushed out, and I just get used to letting them settle down. I could almost take my feet off the ground, but not. Okay, settle into hurdler stretch, or whatever you got as an alternative if your knees don't adjust properly to this. Always protect your knees. Look forward, reach forward. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Thigh. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Thigh, foot in front again. If you can work it this way, you can cheat. You can put your leg on, or foot underneath your leg. And whenever we go forward, we want to start from our center. Imagine you're holding a ball and you're moving it from your belly onto your foot. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Then you withdraw the ball, you turn around and you put it on the ground to the side for the twist. So that way each time you're coming from your core, rather than spinning like this sideways. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Die. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Twist, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Like me. And feet in front. Pick them up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Reach deeper. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Sit up straight, twist right. Die. Legs apart. And same thing, right? So take the ball from your belly, turn right, reach right, put it on your right foot. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Back to center, to the left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Now put it on the ground in front of you, put your elbows down and push it forward. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Back to the right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Back to center. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Okay, now take your right elbow and put it on the ground next to your right knee. Forearm on the ground. Reach with your left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. Die. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, sich, hach, ku, ju. And bring them in. Right over left. Grab your toes. Rotate your ankle. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Reverse. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Massage your toes, ball the foot, splaying your toes when you're doing it. Instep and arch. Heel, up the calf. Shake it. Cradle it in the corner of your elbow if you can. Rock it. Grab the blade of your foot, bring it out to the side, stretch. Bring it back over center, bring it slowly down, untie, toes rotate, ich, ni, san, shi, go, untie, ich, ni, san, shi, go, massage, toes, ball of foot, instep and arch, heel, calf, shake. Cradle, rocking, stretch, bring it over center, put it down, and yummy. Okay, so we're going to do our jackknife, so get your space, whatever you need to do for that. I do a little back fall, you don't need to do that if you don't have a mat or something. And also do the jackknives properly, don't do them the way I do. I have a spinal injury, so I can't fold into a proper V shape. So do it the correct way, if you can. Hey! And jackknives. Hajime. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, ku, ju. Hands under butt, scissors, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, ku, chu, leg raises, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, ku, chu, knees to chest, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, ku, chu, flutter kick, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, ku, chu, legs straight up, feet on your belly, fists by your cheekbones, legs slowly down, and relax. Head off the mat, right knee in. Try and get your knee as close to your shoulder as possible, your heel as close to your butt as possible. And you can rotate your ankle while you're here too, it's a good thing. Hook behind your knee, put it down, twist. Try and have both your elbows on the mat on either side of your body, and looking over your right hand, or right arm, shoulder. Tie, left knee in, compress, rotate your ankle, look behind your knee, twist, put it down, this time looking down your left arm. Yane, both knees in, rocking, stretch, heels in and bridge, rocking if you can, hands by your shoulders, push all the way up, and yame. And sort yourself out, anything you need to do. We're going to do push-ups next, so give your space for that. If you can do the face fold, do so, otherwise push-up position. Hey! Push-up position, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down, one more, head up, right leg up, down, left leg up, down, head down, back, scoop, back, down and hold it, and as I usually say, just tense your lats, keep your elbows tight against your body, and then it'll mostly be your core that will start to give in. So if your stomach muscles start to fibrillate, one thing you can do is you can do a quick breathing and then settle down again. And slowly down, And relax. Up. Untie. 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 Turn around, drop to one knee, and fix anything you need to fix. And left hammy, go to gesh. Tie. Die. EQ. Die. Die. EQ. Try and keep your elbows even in terms of flare and height. Should feel maximum stretch with your elbows just below your shoulder height and your fingers rotated as much towards your nose as possible. And die. Die, thank you. Remember to drop into your knees. Be in a good harmony. Feel your heels just about to leave the mat by bending your knees just enough. And die. Die, Shikanagi. Die. Die. Finger wrist stretch. Die. And shake it loose. So before we do our taisabaki, I want to go over something that we were doing in dojo on Sunday. It's a little exercise that proves to be pretty valuable, especially if you're stuck at home and you don't have a reference in terms of what it means for weight distribution on your feet and hamni. So what I want you to do is just get into a nice small hamni, and what we're going to do is we're going to straighten up our knees and then slowly bend your knees. And what I want you to do is feel for the point where you can feel your heel start to lose connection to the mat. So you'll feel the whole thing then getting smaller and smaller until just a pinpoint, the lowest part of your heel is still touching. And that's where you want to stop. So you should feel your ball of feet digging in and just a tiny connection between your heels and the mat, which means you should be able to turn very easily and your heels will just slide very gently across the top of the mat and you'll feel that the ball of foot is kind of digging in. That's how you know that your weight distribution, obviously they both should be even as well, is correct, and that the knee bend is the right amount of knee bend. So if you're feeling yourself more connection of your heels to the mat, then your knees aren't bent enough. And if your heels are coming off the mat, then your knees are bent too much, right? So there's that perfect sweet spot where you get a little bit of both, just a tiny connection of your heels, nice dig in of your ball of foot. After you get good at this, especially when you start working with Boken practice and stuff, we'll eventually want to refine that even more. So we'll get to that point where we get that heel just barely connecting, and now we're going to go and fine tune it so that there's the center position of ball of foot, there's a slight back of ball of foot, heel still barely connected, but I can raise my toes up and down in this position. Center is some on my toes, and then forward ball of foot. This is more my hip doing it than my knee bend, but it's a little bit of both, where my toes are more dug in. But my heel stays in the same position in all three of those. So that's how you fine tune it when you eventually get into that. So it's a good thing to know, because it's something you can do at home without anybody looking at you and telling you, oh, you're bend your knees more, or your hominies off. You can actually get that sense built into your body, and eventually you just not acknowledge it. It becomes part of your basic understanding of your body. Okay, ready for a Tai Sabaki? Left foot forward, stepping in with your right. Hitch. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Fetch. Q. Ju. And die. Hitch. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Fetch. Q. Ju. So we can use that balance that we were just discussing when you do your Tai Sabaki to make sure that when you turn around you don't rock back onto your back foot. And the way you do that is when you step in, you dig in by bending that front knee, you dig in that ball of foot, keep your heel attached to the mat, and as you pivot, your other leg is kind of just floating, and everything is pivoting on that point. So that allows you to float into that finished position and not rock back and have to rock back forward again. Same thing, now we're going to do our hitch step pivot. As you come forward, you pitch forward, and as you come around, dig in more to the front foot. So again, you don't have to end up here and then rock forward onto it. So again, you come forward, dig in with that front foot, bring the back foot with you, transfer to the front foot there, so you don't have to rock back and come forward again. Alright, ready? Hands up, hitch step pivot, slow count, so get some distance. Hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, fetch, Q, Ju, and die, hitch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, sich, fetch, Q, Ju, and yummy. Shake it loose. just readjust my mats here. Okay, so we're going to do some footwork for fighting stance position. So get a left fighting stance. So again, different from Hamni. Hamni, your obi knot's pointing forward. Fighting stance slightly broader. Obi knot pointing slightly more like a 25, not a 45. Hands up. And we're just going to switch positions from left stance to right. So we want to come like so. Try not to bounce. Try and maintain. And we're just going to do that a few times. So ready, hitch, knee, san, shi. Don't look down, keep your eyes up, head back, chin in. Go, rook, sich, catch, ku, ju. So it can be difficult, right? So if you have to practice this slowly and you need to, you can go one back, one forward, one back, one forward. Eventually you want to be able to move them at the same time, especially if you're, you know, squaring off with somebody and you want to confuse them. It's a good way to be able to change stance very quickly. But it takes some practice, that's why we're doing it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the 4 positions. So we're going to start with left foot forward, and then we're going to step out slightly and bring our back foot with us. So now we're squaring off to the same uke position. So make sure you're still pointing where uke was. Then back to left, then switch to right, then step outside right, back to right, back to left again. So just like that, we're going to go through that sequence. So I'll just go left, outside, left, right, outside, right, like that. So we're in left, now outside, left, right, outside, right, left, outside, left, right, outside, right, left, outside, left, right, outside, right, and back left again. We're going to practice a couple of things with that. So we're imagining that we're standing off with uke that's in the same stance as us, right? And they're going to just be, eventually they'll do 1, 2, but right now we're just going to deal with the jab, right? And what it means is they're not going to change their position. So they're squared up, not fully square, obviously their obi knot is pointing over my left hip. So depending on which of these things we do, if we switch positions and block, we're actually now slightly looking at their side. If we step outside, now we've got an exposure on their outside side. But that's not true if we step out to the left. If we step out to the left, now we're looking right down their center. Okay, let me take this here, maybe this is a bit more obvious. So if they're like this and they're slightly turned onto us, I don't know if I'm blocking myself with the camera, maybe I'll do it like this. So they're slightly turned like this, their obi knot's pointing here, and if we just change our guard, we're now squared up to their jabbing hand, so we can block it. And if we move to their outside, we're moving to their exposed ribs. However, if we stay left and we move left, now we're basically dead down their center, which is, you know, a different type of advantage. So we're going to use both and do a couple of techniques from those different things. So starting in your left stance, what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way to the outside right position, and we're going to front kick my geri, which will be to their floating ribs on their outside, and then just back to right, and then back to left. Now we're going to step out left. Now we're staring down their center, and we're going to do our mai geri right up their center into their solar plexus, and back into left again. So the first one is a big movement because we're going not into a right and then stepping out. We're going all the way out here and getting there. And what would actually happen is we might wait for the jab to come so we can actually block it, come here and kick it. So that front hand can either just be a parry, but it could also be a trapping of their hand. Like if they're jabbing, you can hook it, hold onto it, come outside, and that'll keep their hand from protecting that rib cage, right? Don't worry too much about the hand for now. Let's just repeat that a few times. So starting with left foot forward, outside right, kick, right, left, outside left, kick, left, outside right, kick, right, left, outside left, kick, left, outside right, kick, right, left, outside left, kick, left. Again, outside right, kick, right, left, outside left, kick, left. One more time like that. Outside right, kick, right, left, outside left, kick, left. Now we're going to add to that. So starting where we were, we're moving outside right, we're kicking mai geri, and we're going to land, chamber, land and step in a little bit, chamber and front kick to their, what would be their front leg. So they're like this, we're coming outside, we're kicking, stepping in slightly and coming down. You don't have to step in that much because their front leg is on this side, right? They're going to have their left leg front. So just step in enough to be able to do a proper dropping roundhouse onto the top of their, to smash that muscle into their bone, right? So when we do that, we come outside right, front leg mai geri, step in just a little bit, chamber, kick down, rechamber, oops, chamber, kick down, rechamber, and then back to right. Now the left is a little bit different, so we switch left, we come out left, front leg mai geri, this time we're kicking their solar plexus, and now their leg is over there, their front leg is over there. So you don't really want to step in any deeper, you want to take that position that you were already in, drop your leg down and come up and over and down onto what is their opposite front leg to you now. So it's a little weird, but it's a good routine to get into. You don't actually have to do that type of kick, but it's a good way to understand your position relative to the person. Yes? Their left foot, so they're standing like this, and their left hand is forward like this. So when we come to the outside, we're going to kick here and step in a little bit so that we're basically parallel with that front leg. Come up and over and down on it, And then when we come in left, we're already with it, right? So we kick solar plexus, put our foot down right where we were, and then we can come over the outside front leg from here. Okay, ready? Left start. So outside right, front kick, step in a little bit, roundhouse dropping, step back, right, left, outside left, front kick, drop down right there, overhead, or dropping roundhouse, back left. Again, outside right, front kick, step in a bit, dropping roundhouse, back, right, left, outside left, front kick, dropping roundhouse, back, left. Okay, so we'll do a few of those and then we'll have a look. Outside right, kick, down, kick, back right, left, outside left, kick, down, kick, back left. Outside right, kick, down, kick, back right, left, outside left, kick, down, kick, back left. Outside right, kick, down, kick, back right, left, outside left. Oops, forgot the front kick. Getting carried away here. Again, outside right, front kick, roundhouse down, left, outside left, front kick, and roundhouse down. You want to be careful that when you do the roundhouse dropping kick, that you don't end up over here. First of all, if you actually make contact, you won't end up there, right? But also, there's a tendency if you follow through that much, that it'll be hard for you to get your hip back to step out. So what we want to do for that kick is, we want to chamber, kick it and rechamber, and use it to step back. Because if it comes all the way forward, then it's a whole big thing, as well as a torque on your knee and your ankle, to get your leg from here all the way back to here. So just think of yourself as boom. Imagine that it's actually bouncing off the top of their leg. We're going to use that front kick to gain some space to get in and actually do an elbow. So what this means is that now we have to use it to gain some distance. Again, the Uke's jab arm is on this side. So if we, let me put it over here, because I think right, I'm blocking the view. So their front arm is here, and we want to, outside right, get to the outside, possibly holding or blocking their arm. We're going to front kick and this time step all the way deep in with our hip turned. I'm deliberately leaving my foot all the way back. Alright, so I kick, I come in, foot still back, and now I use that huge hip turn I've just generated. I could be blocking the arm here, and come over that, bringing my foot and hip. See, my knee is actually hitting my calf muscle there, like that. So it's a spiral. Eventually you could go all the way down. So we're going to use that front kick to gain that distance. And it's actually a drop. When I say I leave my foot there, it's a very fluid position. It's not actually there for any time, because as I drop in from my chamber, I'm dropping in the whole time, right? So what that means is, if I do to this side, as I kick, I'm not just hitting them with a hip turn, I'm hitting them with my entire body drop coming in. And that's why when we go to the outside, to their center, so if we go left, right, now we're down center, and we generally don't want to come in the center with most things, but a front snap kick more of a distraction than anything, right? If we don't actually push them back, we just snap them. We can come in the center and over their guard and drop that on their face or on their chest. And even if they have their guard up, that can knock them back even by pushing their guard through them. So if their arm is out, if they've jabbed and they haven't withdrawn, so it's something like this, and we come in like that, and you come in, yes, you can definitely come under that arm if you want to. But as I said, if there's enough body drop on this, even if their arm is in the way, if they've withdrawn their jab into a guard, and it's sort of like this, you can you can actually just hit that arm, and you know the tension in their arm will make them go back anyway. So it kind of pushes a lot aside when you do that. It's mean and crude, but because of the huge body drop, it's very effective. On the other side, their arm is probably already in guard, and you're going to be doing that snap kick to their solar plexus, and if you're lucky, they'll try and block the leg, then you can come over the top as you come in. If they don't, if they realize what's happening and they come up like that, again, you can just go for across the chest, and again, if you catch their arms, it's fine. You're probably still going to knock them over, or at least knock them way back, right? And after that, we know what we can do. There's many Jujitsu techniques. You know, we don't always finish with a strike, right? The strikes are usually just a way of getting to the body. So this is often a way of just getting in, disrupting their home thing, and then we come in and we can do like an Osoto or a Ippon or something like that with whatever flailing arms they end up doing. Okay, so again, same position, left first, step out right, kick, step in deep, and throw that elbow. And we don't often say this, but in this case you do want your elbow to come up and over, right? This isn't our standard horizontal elbow throw. This is I'm coming in and dropping. So we're going to have that spiral towards our outside knee. Okay, back to right and left, outside left, snap kick, and in their center. That looks great, Senpai Mari. And back to left, outside right, snap kick, in hit, back to right, switch left, outside left, kick, in, and elbow there. Outside right, kick, stepping in, hit, back right. Switch left, outside left, kick, big right elbow. Outside right, snap kick, in, elbow, left, slide left, snap kick, elbow. Okay, so now we're going to think about if we're not actually doing that start sequence, but the idea of if you're squared off with somebody that you actually want to start with a front leg snap kick as a means of getting in. So, obviously, tall person technique, love this, come in, over the top, got them. Short person, you know, maybe it's more intimidating, right? Especially if you don't have a lot of weight to throw at them like yourself, Senpai Mari, right? So you can also do snap kick, come in, uppercut, right? So that's a very unexpected combination coming down the center. Again, one of the tendencies is they might do this, trying to watch that. The snap kick is really just a distraction. We're not trying to push them back. So we snap and we come up the center. So their guard might be here, or if you're lucky they might be leaning forward and blocking, and you can just take advantage of that forward lean. If they're smart, they go back, right? But we're assuming for now that they're not doing that. So we start with a left guard, and be careful about telegraphing your position or what you're about to do. So what people have a tendency to do is they're in this position and they'll rock deep back onto their back foot, chamber, and extend. So that rocking back is telegraphing, I'm going to do something with my front foot. So just be careful about that. You do have to redistribute your weight, but again, remember when we bend our knees, we can distribute our weight differently onto ball of foot. So by bending that back knee, I can chamber and come forward without rocking back too much. You still have to go back a little bit. Your center of gravity is always going to move because now you've raised your leg, but I don't have to go back here. Right, so think about using that knee bend as a way of redistributing your weight to your back. I mean, now exaggerating, you're not going to be doing this, right? But it has that feeling to it. So think about that in terms of telegraphing. And so we're just going to stay hands in guard, we're going to chamber, we're going to snap forward, re-chamber, and then come in. And let's do the big elbow strike to start with. Assume that the person is equal or shorter than you. Again, left side, chamber, kick, chamber, in. Right down the center. Again, chamber, kick, chamber, in. Now what I find when I actually do this with people, they may bring their guard up, and this is what I'm hitting. I have my forward front hand, my jab hand. So as I'm coming in, I can use that to kind of slap or drag their arms down. It's not, you don't want to put any emphasis on it because it's not a point of strength. But if I snap kick, right, I can use that to maybe grab onto them. If they don't have a good guard, I'm going to actually grab onto them and switch, right? So just like you might want to for this, you can actually put that on and replace it with the hit. So the front hand isn't necessarily completely out of action. You can use it to defy their guard even better. Again, chamber, kick, chamber, in. Again, chamber, kick, chamber, in. And one more time like that. Chamber, kick, chamber, in. And let's switch sides. So right foot forward. So one of the reasons we're doing this is that we can do that. We can change on the fly. It's something that I always do when I'm sparring, right? In fact, almost every time I step to the side, I change guard, right? So we do this whole thing where I go back one, side, side, left, right, or left, right, left, right, left. It can be very confusing to people that are trained to, always have one foot forward. So we've just switched. Whether or not they have their left foot forward, we can still do this. As I said, if we're on the right, we can come under here. The difference is that our elbow is going to be a outside shoulder strike if they stay in the same guard and opposite guard to us. And if they're, in right foot forward, then we just do what we were just doing, straight down the center. Not much different in execution, just in what they do. So ready, chamber, kick, chamber, in. Chamber, kick, chamber, in. Chamber, kick, chamber, in. Chamber, kick, chamber, in. And one more like that. Chamber, kick, chamber, in. Okay, back to the left side. So now we're going to do the uppercut. And this is a little bit different because the uppercut requires the reverse hip to come forward, as opposed to drop away when we do the uppercut. You know, one goes like this and one goes like this. So you want to rock your hips forward as you do the uppercut. So left foot forward, and we're going to chamber, kick, chamber, in. Now this time I'm still leaving my back foot all the way back, but I'm going to keep my left guard in front and drop my uppercut, and as I come in I bring it up with that hip and that back foot. So this blocking hand could be interfering with their guard, and then you're going to come up the center, right up their body. So even if they have their guard up, you want to be coming up behind their elbows. Ready? Chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, back, chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, back, chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, back, chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, back. One more like that on this side. Chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, and back. Okay. Let me just fix my mat. Okay. So if you, again, if we're going right now and they haven't changed guard, you're not going to do the uppercut, right? Because you're going to run into this. What you're going to do is a shovel hook into their side. So now we're coming in, chamber, kick, chamber, shovel hook. So, but I'm just pointing that out. We're going to treat it as if they're in the same stance as us. Ready? Chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, back, 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 chamber, kick, chamber, in, up, back. Alright, let's just stretch a little, and we've got a few more variations to do, but we want to take a little bit of a break. So let's just do hips to the right, nice and slowly. Try not to move your head. Left. Yummy. Stretch right. Twist right, I should say. Twist left. Forward to the mat. Back overhead. Twist right. Twist left. Forward to the mat. Back overhead. And step out into Shikadach, drop to your elbows, drop your butt. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Straighten your right leg. Back down. Straighten your left. Back down. Welcome in a little bit and drop into as low a squat as you can achieve. Senpai, just as far as you can get down with your heels still on the ground. You don't want your heels to leave the ground. So whatever works, even if your butt's way in the air. Raise your butt. Walk your legs in. Rotate your knees. Ich, knee, san, shi, go. Hantai, ich, knee, san, shi, go. And shake it loose. Okay, coming to the left, so basically straight on, solar plexus, kick to the outside, and these are the variations. One is to come in toe to toe to the back, which is the standard, clip the rear arm and throw them off your right hand side. So this isn't an ippon where you come over the top and right in front of you. This is almost an a gauche, where we drop them off our hip to the side. So it's an ippon clip, bring them up, and then just drop them there, because that's where their obi-knot's facing, right? This is a rear arm, so normally we step in and we do front arm, and we throw them over there. Now we're stepping in here and we're throwing them basically the same place, but because we're at their rear leg, it's not nearly as much of a turn for us. So the other variation obviously is to do our standard ippon, but it's harder to get to, so we're not going to do that. So again, we're coming in outside left, we kick with our front leg maigeri, we come over the top with our roundhouse to the top of their leg, and drop it in toe to toe with their back leg. Take their back arm, clip it, ippon to our outside corner, our right hand corner. And hopefully that's not too complex for you to understand. Using the boots might help you, right? So again, front leg, back leg. So we're coming out to the outside left, so we're now squared up onto them. We kick in, we drop right where we are, we do that roundhouse to the top of their leg, drop that right in front of their back toe, come in, kick up, and drop them right there, basically in front of their rear leg, back toe. Rear leg toe, not back toe. I'd be surprised if they have a back toe. Okay, so let's do that. Ready? Step outside left, snap kick, drop where you are, round hips to the front leg, drop it toe to toe with the back foot, pivot in, clip, ippon, stop short. So you're dropping them to your outside. Again, outside left, snap kick, drop, roundhouse, step in toe to toe, pivot, clip, dump early. So the advantage of this is, especially for somebody who's light, is that you don't need to haul them up and over if you can't get that hip drop. All you need to do is get them onto your hip as opposed to laid up on your back, right? So we've come in like this, we've kicked them, they're like this already. We go for their back, and as we come down we just need them to fall over our hip as opposed to drape onto our back and do our big thing. So you don't need to drop as low, so for people that have difficulty with that ippon drop, this is actually a version that works easier for them. Alright, keep going. Ready? Outside left, kick, roundhouse to the leg, step in, toe to toe, clip, drop, and dump them to the side. Again, outside left, kick, drop, step in, clip, dump. So now they have right foot forward and we're right foot forward. So we're going to step outside right, snap kick right, drop down, roundhouse left, step in toe to toe, clip, pivot, drop. Again, outside right, front kick, drop, roundhouse, step in toe to toe, pivot in, clip, spin but don't spin too much. Again, outside right, kick, drop it there, roundhouse to the leg. They're really starting to limp and worried. You come further backside, they're unexpecting it. You clip their rear hand. It's a very unexpected thing to go for the rear, so it's a great confusion element. Outside right, kick, down, left, pivot in, clip, throw. Okay, one more time with me. Outside right, kick, there, kick, toe to toe, pivot, drop. We're just going to moxo. Moxo. Moxo-yame. Arigatou gozaimasu. And thanks again for joining me. I hope to see you next time.